All right, welcome back. I'm here with Daniel Aipa of Ku Project. And tell me, Daniel, what is Ku Project exactly?
That's one of the biggest questions I get a lot because there's so many different facets of Ku. So I'll just tell you a really quick story. It's a legend of Ku, and a lot of people in Hawaii think of Ku as like the god of war, which he is, like that's just one part, but there's another part of him which many people don't really focus too much on. And the story goes really quickly is that Ku takes a human form and comes down to the villages and lives amongst the people. And during that time, being amongst the people, he was a farmer, agriculture, he had a family, married a wife, he had kids and everything, and then suddenly famine hit the village. And all the villagers became really ill and sick, but not him, right? Because he's a god. So as he's seeing his family become sick, he decides that the best thing for him to do is to leave, because knowing who he is and what he can do, he decided to leave his family. So he tells his wife that I have to go away and I will never come back. And of course, the wife hesitated, the kids were crying, they didn't want him to leave, but he said, I have to do this in order to save my family and in order to save my community. So they walked out into the barren field, and from there, he just turned around and then he sunk into the ground. He disappeared. And from that point, the family went over where he basically got buried and started to weep over that land. And from there, up came a ulu tree, a breadfruit tree. Just sprouted right up, a whole tree, and was able to feed the family, get everybody feeling healthy and well again. And that was just a quick story, but what that symbolized for me was being a protector and being a provider. And that's the other side of Ku that I like to focus on as well. So you have to have that duality. You have to have that strength, of being Ku and being like very aggressive and intense, but you also have that grace as well of providing and protecting and being a family person, a community leader. And that's where Ku Project really comes in. And for me, my belief is that our health and wellness is our ultimate asset in life. And for the Native Hawaiian people, that was, again, going back to what our kupuna taught us, right? Leave, learn as much as possible, but come back to Hawaii and help out the Hawaiian people. And that was my mission, is to, with all the Native Hawaiian health disparities and the low access to such a health and wellness resources, I decided to create the Ku Project to make it a bit more accessible to all. So with the Ku Project, we focused on creating health and wellness content and resources, as well as coaching and training to help people stand taller and stand stronger.
Yeah, one thing I really love on your Instagram page of Ku Project is that you always add in Olelo No'el.
Yeah.
And I love that. Can you speak to the role that plays in this overarching Ku Project? Because it is much more than just programming.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that Olelo No'el that you stick in there?
Yeah, Olelo No'el is those ancient Hawaiian proverbs where we can look towards Nana Ike Kumu, look towards the resource, look towards our past, our ancestors, and to learn from it, from our own perspective. It's like those little tidbits of Olelo No'el. Like one of my favorite ones that is basically one of my life things that I follow is Ika Olelo no ke ola, Ika Olelo no ke make, which means in words there is life, in words there is death. And that goes along with everything, right? Whether it's fitness, health, it's not only the words that we share with others, but also, most importantly, the words that we share to ourselves. How do we speak to ourselves? What kind of languages are we using towards ourselves in our own heads? And that's a big part of what Ku is, right? We can be our worst enemies and also our best motivators, So all these, especially like Hana Kalima is one of those other proverbs, which is work with the hands. Don't be afraid to get dirty. Get after it. Put your head down and get to work. So all those small little tidbits that we've learned from our ancestors are things that we can involve or incorporate into our daily lifestyles. And how we approach life and what kind of kuleana that we want to take on and responsibilities we want to take on in order to be Ku, to live Ku, to help others as well stand Ku as well.
Talk about what this partnership, how this aligns with your philosophy and where you want to take the project. Because we're really excited on our side, definitely.
I think when I was just starting to build up the Cool project and getting my own facility, Hele was the first one that reached out to me and saying, how can we help you? We align, our mission to align each other. And at first I was kind of hesitant, not knowing exactly what that meant. But then as we started to learn, like meet with the team and talk stories with them, and they were gracious enough to help me just get equipment and, help me get started. It just showed how much they really were a part of the community. And I respect that so much. And until today, I'm super grateful for that because, for me, I'm just like, I always thought I'm just this local boy trying to do something. And then here's this great company coming my way, offering to help out. It just meant a lot to me at that time because it was a scary moment for me, to take that leap, to start my own thing. And for Hele to come in and say, hey, we're here to support you, we got you. It just helped me to elevate myself to be like, okay, like I can do this. So when Hele was like, hey, we want to really partner up and get you on the app and everything, I was just like, I feel like this is my way of returning back my my gratitude towards them, and obviously appreciate all the support they've given me all these years. And to be powered by Hele Fitness, I'm just super stoked as well because they've been part of the Cool Project Ohana ever since the beginning.
Well, Mr. Aipa, mahalo for joining me for this. It's always great talking story with you. I always love hearing your passion behind the Cool Project. If you guys want to check him out, you can check it out on Instagram at
Coach Aipa or at the Cool Project. Either one works out.
There we go. Mahalo for joining us for the Talk Story mini series. This is Dara from Hele Fitness signing off. Mahalo, everybody.
Mahalo.